Shaughnessy Boulevard. Drugs or alcohol do not appear to be a factor in the crash, according to police. We are going to check the KCBS Sports Line coming up next.
Anyone with a license to practice law can represent you when you've been injured.
Any lawyer can call the insurance company and try to resolve your case.
But if the insurance company says, go fly a kite, not every lawyer is willing to take your case to court.
The worst thing is when the insurance company decides that it's cheaper to wear you down than it is to pay you the amount they owe you.
So they just keep throwing lawyers at you, gambling that your law firm won't be willing to cover the expense of a long, protracted fight.
At Habit Law, we believe that a personal injury lawyer should take care of every client like they were a member of their own family.
That's one of the things we do, and we do it very well.
That's why we don't back away when insurance companies dare us to match them dollar for dollar.
We believe in you. We believe in your case, and we believe we can win.
Call Habit Law at 1-800-INJURE.
When you talk to Habit Law, your day gets a whole lot better.
Coming up on KCBS, Nikki Haley faces heavy criticism for failing to mention slavery as a cause of the Civil War. Right now it's 12:15 and time to check sports. We'll start with basketball. Tyler Herro had 26 points and 7 rebounds to help the short-handed Miami Heat beat the Warriors last night. The final score at Chase Center was 114 to 102. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson scored 13 points each for the Warriors. It was their first loss at home since November 18th. They host Dallas on Saturday. With more sports, here's Matt Pittman.
After a rough Monday night, Christmas night, throwing a career-high 4 interceptions in the 33-19 loss to the Baltimore Ravens, Brock Purdy is ready to turn the page, and perhaps most importantly, the quarterback says he feels fine, despite leaving the game on Monday night with a shoulder stinger.
Just got a lot of treatment done on it and everything, sort of just work out the soreness and, shoulder area, trap area, but it feels good, so I'll be good for this game.
You're probably wondering, what in the world is a stinger? Well, nobody I can think of to explain it better than Dr. Nirav Pandya, orthopedic surgeon and director at the UCSF Center for Sports Medicine for Young Adults.
What a stinger actually is whenever there's some type of stretching or compression of the nerves that kind of come right out by the neck and shoulder area. What ends up happening is players will come out, they'll say, look, I feel tingling down my arm, it feels weak, I can't move it. So really is a nerve injury.
Niners are in Landover, Maryland on Sunday, visiting 4-11 Washington Commanders. Kick off at 10 a.m. At the sports desk, Matt Pittman, KCBS.
He was the heart of your family, and he taught you our history. He helped you fix your first black. He was the best backyard DJ around, and every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect, in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart, and with courage. The man that had the best story still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Advocate.
Never miss a headline. Never miss a story. Never miss the news. Download the Odyssey app and favorite KCBS to stream the Bay Area's news station whenever and wherever. That's KUDAPY and favorite KCBS. Traffic and weather together on the 8th. Frank Niemiec is in the traffic center this morning and joins us with the latest.
Well, and we're looking at a problem with a little bit more
to the coast, and we've got a coastal flood advisory until 2 this afternoon and a high surf warning until 3 this morning. Showers are going to start to taper off on Saturday, though. We'll dry out Sunday with cloudy conditions and a few lingering showers. First day of 2024, it's going to be dry, and we'll see some afternoon sunshine, highs in the 50s and lower 60s. Increasing clouds on Tuesday with rain returning Wednesday and a chance of showers into Thursday. Cooler temperatures with highs mostly in the 50s and lower 60s. Right now we've got light rain and 56 degrees in Santa Rosa. Cloudy in Napa at 58 degrees. Cloudy in Concord at 56. Cloudy in Oakland at 60 degrees. Mostly cloudy in San Francisco at 59 degrees. Cloudy in Livermore at 54. Mostly cloudy in San Jose at 63 degrees. Traffic and weather together on the 8th of All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. Our News Watch continues. During a New Hampshire town hall Wednesday night, Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley failed to mention slavery when she was asked by a voter about what caused the Civil War. In a radio interview Thursday, the former South Carolina governor attempted to clean up her answer. CBS News reporter Scott McFarland has more.
Nikki Haley, who's been surging in the polls in New Hampshire, now faces a rising wave of criticism over this response to a question at a town hall event. What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
When asked why she didn't mention slavery, Haley responded,
What do you want me to say about slavery?
the former South Carolina governor was blasted by both parties. President Biden posted it was about slavery. And Haley drew similar criticisms from her GOP opponents, Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis.
This is not a candidate that's ready for prime time.
On the radio today,
I mean, of course the Civil War was about slavery.
and back on the stump, Haley tried to clear up her answer.
We know that. That's unquestioned, always the case. We know the Civil War was about slavery.
But again appeared to equivocate.
Let's not forget what came out of that, which is government's role, individual liberties.
And she criticized the voter who asked the original question as a plant of the Democrats.
The fact that Nikki Haley has had such a stumble on an easy question, is dismaying to those who would like to see her continue to climb the polls.
Haley touted her decision to remove the Confederate flag from South Carolina's capital in 2015 after the mass shooting at a historically black church in Charleston. Critics today resurfaced quotes Haley gave in 2010 in which she defended the flag as a symbol of heritage.
That's CBS reporter Scott McFarland. The mayor of San Jose says he's doing all he can to try and meet the ambitious goal he set in his first year leading the city to get homeless people in shelters. But as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, he admits he may not be.
That goal was 1,000 new interim housing units in the city.
We have 500 that are open and in operation. We also have those in progress. We have council approval. We got the city council to approve 700 additional units, so that will be well in excess of that 1,000-unit goal.
But San Jose Mayor Matt Mayhew, speaking on our Ask an Expert program, says it may not happen in the original timeline, which was before the next fiscal year in July. Still, Mayhew says he's pushing.
I'm doing everything I can to empower departments to remove red tape and just make this simpler and more cost-effective because we need immediate alternatives to tented campus. We cannot allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good.
Which is why he says he'd like to see more safe sleeping encampments, which would be very rustic but would keep people off the street. Mayhew says the public has been coming around to these arrangements, which he says work.
Over 7 out of 10 people who have ever entered one of these sites remain housed today.
Megan Goldsby, KCBS.
A recent report suggests drivers are getting more brazen when it comes to risky driving behaviors. KCBS's Shannon Golden reports.
AAA's latest Traffic Safety Culture Index looked at the traffic patterns from 2022 and found that especially since the pandemic, people's driving behaviors have gotten riskier.
There used to be sort of a
might get caught if I drive too fast. Now there seems to be police on it. Speeding is not necessarily a bad thing.
That's John Trainer, spokesperson for AAA Northern California, who says that more than 22% of drivers admit to speeding 15 miles per hour over the speed limit on the highway, and nearly half would do it even if there was a chance of being pulled over. I asked one driver, Toby, about the stats.
Californians are crazy drivers. You've been on the 101, like going down to anywhere south of here.
Trainer says that 1 in 5 drivers drove distracted and aggressively, like texting or running red lights, and most respondents acknowledged the dangers of driving under the influence, but over 7 in 10 admitted to doing it.
Get a designated driver. Use a rideshare service, opt for public transportation if you're going out and celebrating, especially the New Year's Eve holiday.
In San Francisco, on CBS.
Unemployment lines got longer in the week leading up to Christmas. Government rose by 12,215,000. That's more than expected, but still consistent solid job market. Boeing is telling airlines to check the 737 MAX jets in their fleet for a possible loose bolt in the rudder control system. The advisory went out and one airline found a problem during routine maintenance. Apple is scrambling to find a software fix to put an end to the patent dispute over its smartwatches and keep them on store shelves. Court order temporarily lifting the sales ban imposed by the International Trade Commission expires January 10th. Francois Bid Fort Myers has become the first woman to amass a $100 billion fortune. It happened today, according to the Bloomberg Billionaires Index. Shares of L'Oreal, founded by her grandfather, rose to a record high. Larry Kofsky, Bloomberg Business for KCBS.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. LEDs last years longer than regular lights, which means less electronic waste over time. Also, LED Christmas lights are far more energy efficient, wasting less energy as heat, which means a smaller electric bill. And be sure to recycle old Christmas lights at appropriate e-waste facilities. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing? Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. LEDs last years longer than regular lights, which means less electronic waste over time. Also, LED Christmas lights are far more energy efficient, wasting less energy as heat, which means a smaller electric bill. And be sure to recycle old Christmas lights at appropriate e-waste facilities. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
A little Hazel lives in a place that's rich in many things, but not money. As a young child, her job is to play, grow, and learn. But for kids like her in the world's poorest places, poverty gets in the way. There was a time when Hazel had to trek more than 2 hours every day to collect water from a dirty river. Once, when she got a life-threatening infection and her mother had no money for a hospital, Hazel nearly died. But thanks to Child Fund supporters, Hazel and her communities now have clean drinking water and access to health care. And Hazel has a better chance to fulfill her potential. Child Fund works in 24 countries to make sure children grow up healthy, educated, self-sufficient, and safe, wherever they were born. Why? Because Child Fund knows the promise inside every child is greater than the poverty around them. Learn more at childfund.org.
We are first for traffic on KCBS. Frank has got your update.
Well, we're looking at a couple of scattered problems. In fact, we're really not looking at any problems getting even longer. We have had a crash being reported on the Cesar Chavez ramp to northbound 101 in San Francisco. That has now been cleared. It was never clear whether that was blocking the lane, but we do know that that is completely out of the way. We know that we have a dense fog advisory that's going up within the last couple of minutes for 580 over the Altamont Pass and Highway 4 between Alhambra and the 80 split. That's between Hercules and Martin. Your next traffic update at 12:38 on the traffic leader KCBS.
And your Bay Area weather, mostly cloudy overnight with a chance of light rain, breezy in some locations with overnight lows in the 40s and 50s. Another storm system moves in later today. We're expecting the brunt of it to hit this afternoon, bringing moderate to heavy rains and gusty winds to the Bay Area. There is a wind advisory in effect until 2 o'clock this afternoon or 7 o'clock tonight. Could see a few thunderstorms as well with highs in the 60s. Traffic and weather together on KCBS.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together millions of things for our planet. Make recycling part of your holiday season. If you get a new computer, tablet, or cell phone this year, recycle your old one by selling it or donating it to charity. Otherwise, dispose of it at a proper e-waste facility. Recycle your Christmas tree by turning it into wood chips and mulch. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Financial reporter Jason Brooks here, wishing you a wonderful holiday season. The world only seems to get busier with each passing year, so may you find some time to slow down a year and savor the extra time with family and friends, and let there be lots of laughter, games, good food, and love. Happy holidays.
News that matters to you. Around the day, around the world, around the clock. All news 106.9 and AM 740. KCBS.
Friday morning, December 29th, 2023. Coming up on KCBS, Maine's Democratic Secretary of State determines former President Trump is not eligible to be on the state's Republican primary ballot.
I'm David Welch in Capitola, where some say the village needs to move to higher ground.
And some Bay Area bookstore employees get some surprise cash from a famous author. In sports, a loss for the Warriors as Miami gets 4 straight wins. I'm Brian Goebel. KCBS News Time, 12:31.
CBS News Brief. Maine's top elections official says the insurrection clause of the 14th Amendment disqualifies former President Trump from appearing on the...
Oh, what now? Now.